I want to talk about quests and how I would change them if I was a game designer, and also what's the current status of like every single quest in the game. I don't want to talk about the requirements because I think the requirements are kind of nice, although some of them are harder than others. Obviously, I think some of them are super situational. I would change this one with order your minions from lowest to highest. I think it's way too difficult. Also, lose or tie. Why isn't the quest win? Lose or tie is like a bit weird. Maybe it should be win or tie. I have no idea, but it's a quest I almost never pick. Same with this one. They're just trashy. The others are interesting and I like them. I feel like summon minions and have minions die is pretty difficult, but usually they're paired with a really good quest, so I can see that. Okay, so rewards. Alter Ego is a reward that I really like. Generally, I pick it when it's offered with two quests that are worse than it. Like, if I'm offered Devils in Details, Alter Ego, and Mask in a non-dragon lobby, I would happily pick Alter Ego here. Alter Ego is not my favorite, and it's very situational. I like Alter Ego mostly when I can do the requirement with how my game is going. Let's say I'm playing Murlocs, and Alter Ego requires me to keep playing Murlocs. That's when I pick Alter Ego, when it fits with my game plan. Anima Bribe I pick usually depending on the lobby and what tribes are available. It's a good quest reward sometimes, it can even win you the game, but most of the time I don't pick it because it doesn't fit perfectly with the lobby. For Anima Bribe to work, I either need to be playing a hero that wants to play it really badly, like Daryl, or I want some of the following tribes to be in the game. Demons are probably the most important tribe in my opinion for the bribe. Why is that? Overseer, the free drop that gives +2/+1 to the shop. Basically, you're gonna supercharge that 1 minion that you buff if you buff the entire stats of the tavern. So I generally play Anima Bribe with like demons and mechs, usually. Another hidden body is either something that you don't look at or the best quest in the game.
Guests a good time.
It's the best quest in the game. Thank you, Prasanna, for the gifted sub. It's the best quest in the game when the requirement is play 4 elementals, or play 4 murlocs, or play 4 pirates. That's when it's game winning, because you can go to 5 or to 6 and just farm 5s and 6s. Literally farm it. I like it even when it's 5 elementals, pirates or naga, but when it's 4, it's just game breaking. Another game breaking quest is Cooked Book. I like Cooked Book, obviously, with elementals, pirates, murlocs, naga to some extent. I generally go for it when the requirement is not that difficult, and usually I under level. Yes, I under level. I stay Tavern 1, Tavern 2, Tavern 3, at most Tavern 4 with Cooked Book. And yes, the best things to buff late game are mechs. You get 2 Deflectobots, put menaces on them, and then every single mechanical adaptation basically doubles your stats. But mechs are not the first thing I look at when I'm offered Cooked Book. I first look at, can I do the quest? And then can I charge it? Can I buff it? If I have mechs, that's just a bonus. Only Obito, thank you for the 2 months. Devils in Details I almost never pick. Literally, if I have nothing better, or if I can do the requirement super easily with what I'm doing, and the other 2 quests are just not interesting. Evil Twin is one of my favorite quests. I love it. And if the requirements are okay, I almost always go for it. Because it's just consistent. And almost every hero can build on it. Mask I try to avoid. I think it's a bait most of the time. When is Mask good? Dragon Lobby, if your hero can play for dragons. Or Dragon Lobby, if the Mask also gives you Razar Gore, no matter what your hero is, I think you can force it. I try to avoid Lightfang Mask, unless I'm playing Arana or Izera and I'm already forcing dragons anyways. And Mask can also work with Majordomo. And sometimes, very rarely, with Murlocs, when it gives you the Murkai. But otherwise, I would avoid Mask. Menagerie Mayhem is a quest that I hate, because it always comes with a crazy, almost impossible requirement. And if I was Blizzard, I would definitely make this an easier to obtain quest. Is this quest good? Yeah. But usually it's paired with such a crazy requirement, you almost never pick it. if they would lower the requirements, I think it's playable for sure. Mirror Shield is really good, but usually it's paired with a pretty high requirement. Also, it's not available in Murloc lobbies, so I think they should lower the requirements a bit. Pilfered Lamps is probably the worst quest in the game. Why? Because you never complete it. It has the craziest requirements. I think you can legit only complete this on Millhouse or Gallywix if you're getting a lucky requirement. But this quest is so bad. I think they should buff it a little bit. If they buff it too much, it's the best quest in the game. In its current form, it's probably the worst quest in the game. It's pretty funny. I almost never pick lamps. Every single time I pick lamps, I top 8. It's so bad. Red Hand is one of my favorite quests because usually it's paired with a cheap requirement and it gives you a lot of tempo. It's really good in a mech lobby. Don't think that it's gonna win you the lobby. It's gonna get you like a top 4 at best. But sometimes you should use Red Hand for early game and then find another win condition and go for the win with it. Ritual Dagger is probably the most underrated quest in the game. Every single time I pick it, I swear there's 20 people in chat telling me that it's the worst quest and I should not pick it. And then I win the game with Leapfroggers. It's really good with Leapfroggers and Beasts in general. It's really good with Demons and Mechs, but mostly with Beasts and Demons. I sometimes ignore it, obviously, if Beast Demons are not available, but if they are available, and especially if I have them on board, or I can do it quickly, the requirement is not a crazy steep one, I go for it and play around it. It's really good. Sinstone can be the best quest in the game. Keep in mind, even if you're playing a hero like Galewing, which doesn't get a discovery every single turn, I love Sinstone just for Elise. Sinstone plus Elise is game breaking. And if you can have Sinstone and do it quickly with a doable requirement, always go for it. It's insane. It's just that not every single hero has access to it. Sneaker Snacks I almost never go for. Usually just in Murloc lobbies. Play for Toxfin and Murloc stats. Stay on Tavern 4. It's boring, but it does the job sometimes. If you're playing a bad hero, Sneaker Snacks in Murloc's lobby, just go for that and stay Tavern 4 and cheese your opponents. I used to not like Stuff of Origination, but I got it offered with doable requirements. And then the other 2 quests were bad. And I had a decent game going for it. Usually it's really good with Taregoza. So, plus points if it's available in a Dragon lobby. Usually you should ignore it, but sometimes it can be something you look at. Very rarely though. Stolen Gold is really good in Beast lobbies. Pretty good in Mech lobbies. I would just pick it if I can do the requirement easily. And or if the other quests suck. Teal Tiger Sapphire I usually only pick if I can do it almost instantly. Like in 1 or 2 turns. It's really good with Fellbat. But it's not as good with Fellbat as Alter Ego. Because it requires you to roll 10 times for like most optimal amount of stats. Whereas Alter Ego you can play normally and still get a million stats. Friends Along the Way I pick when it fits my game plan. Either when I get minions that I want from it. Or when I can finish it super quickly by doing already my game plan. And then I just get some random minions every turn. Smoking Gun I almost never pick because they nerf it too much. I think they should buff it a little bit and make it slightly easier to get. Teotar's Parasol is currently no longer in the game. But it's a decent quest, especially if you can complete it pretty quickly. Tiny Henchman, I also almost never pick because the requirement is usually too high. I think they should make it slightly easier to get. Not too easy, just a little easier. But it's a decent quest otherwise, if they would make it a bit easier. Spectre I love, and I think Spectre is sometimes a little too hard to get, but if you're getting a lobby where Spectre fits what you're currently doing, it's insane. So I think Spectre should be how it is right now. I think it's fine. Wisdom Ball, I haven't had recently. I think they made it very rare that you get it. But it's an insanely good quest with pirates and some other strategies. I think it's good. It's really powerful and it's suitable power level to get it. Now, York Tasties was my favorite quest the previous patch. And now I never get good results with it because they made it a little too hard to get. So I think it's a super fun quest, super powerful. But right now I would avoid it. If you can. I think Blizzard should buff it a little bit and then you should start going for it. But right now I would avoid it. It's just, I'm not having good results with it and I'm forcing it. Because like, I was doing so well with this quest. It was my favorite quest. And then they just made it a little bit too much. And that's like delaying it by 1 turn. And that 1 turn just makes or breaks your game. Again, I'm not saying you should never pick it again. If it just fits your game plan, go for it, but it's not as amazing as it used to be. So what's the best quest in the game? Well, it depends. But hope this insight helped you guys understand how I feel about quests, and maybe it's gonna be useful in one of your games. Thank you for watching.